So there's a new effort from progressives in the House to increase the checks from just a one-time deal to recurring payments through the length of the pandemic, something I, of course, support. So 50 House progressives sent a letter to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. They were led by Representative Ilhan Omar, but also included Pramila Jayapal and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, calling for monthly checks versus one-time checks. The letter apparently, and this was reporting from Politico about I think they're the ones that got their hands on the letter, doesn't specify a particular dollar amount, but of course that $2,000 number has been what a lot of progressives have been calling for, including at one time Kamala Harris was calling for recurring monthly $2,000 checks through the length of the pandemic. And so two things here. I mean, first of all, let's take a look at the need. The economy worst since 1946. You can see there that trend line, not great. Things are sort of starting to come back. We got bad unemployment numbers this week, but they're slightly less bad than last week. But obviously, millions of people still incredibly in dire need. But the other part of this, Saagar, is look, there's a reason why the centrists have so much power. It's because they're willing to say, we're not going to vote for it if you don't meet our demands. And apparently this letter doesn't come with any sort of threat of the same, that they're not going to support the package if it doesn't ultimately go further. So they're just asking nicely for what is the right policy, but don't actually seem prepared to go to the mat and say, we're not going to vote for it if you're not giving people monthly checks rather than just a one-time deal.
Yeah, so again, there's no power. This, again, it makes no sense whenever it comes to the actual power of how you actually force a vote. As we point out, Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema and other people are always ready to be like, no, I'm not going to vote for it. I will not vote for that. Look at the Republican deficit hawks. No way. Those people actually stick by what they want. So that's always a lesson in terms of fecklessness whenever it comes to actually pushing something. Yeah, I mean, have we ever needed more something like this than now? No. I mean, look, all we need is something to get us through to the vaccine, which is maybe, 8, 9 months probably, if I'm being pessimistic about the government's ability to do this properly. That's not that long of a time. We could actually get something like this done. And if we're talking and kicking around big ideas, then that's something that should be included in the discussion. But it's not. Instead, Biden is negotiating against himself. It's first $1,400, then negotiating income limits, more means testing. Can't think of a way to make it less popular for Americans, right? They will do everything impossible in order to shoot themselves in the foot. It's now 1 week, so 8 days into the Biden presidency. Where's the plan? I don't see one. I don't see any developments in Congress. We're talking more about impeachment than we are about this. I just think it's shameful about where we're moving forward. Now, look, even if you want impeachment, shouldn't you also want this in order to happen? I don't see anything going on. The White House is mums, but, they're signing some, executive orders. Okay, that's great, but...
Well, and look, the blame does lie at Biden's feet because he has the bully pulpit.
Yes.
He could put pressure on these senators to get what he actually wants out of this. But he doesn't actually, this is the thing, he doesn't really he doesn't really care. He wasn't really on board with the checks until it became a thing. Then at the last minute, he goes to Georgia and says, you're going to get $2,000 checks immediately. Originally, when Democrats were negotiating the deal back in December, remember, he told them that the deal was fine before it included any checks whatsoever, which shows you, in a sense, he can be moved in this way and respond to the fact that this policy is overwhelmingly popular. But what you see right now is the only pressure that he's being subjected to is from the right wing of the Democratic Party and also the right wing of the Republican Party, which is the entire Republican Party, on economic issues. So that's why he's like, well, maybe we'll means test it even further.
Right.
Let's do 1,400, not 2,000. We'll wait down the road. We'll figure it out. Because that is what he's responding to, is people like Joe Manchin who are willing to be like, I will walk away and you won't get my vote for all the other things that you want. If progressives want to move the needle, and even just to get it back to the $2,000 or to reverse this idea of we've got to means test it down further, they've also got to be willing to walk if it doesn't meet their standards, and still waiting to see that kind of direction.
That's right.
Tomorrow in Rising, our friends Maestro Roger Fisk and also Marshall Koslov are going to join us for our panel.
And founder of the Daily Poster, editor-at-large Jackman Davis-Rhoda. He's going to be back, plus Brandon Cockton. He's going to discuss how Wall Street bets push GameStop shares over the moon. He works at Bloomberg. Looking forward to his analysis.
Nice.
Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a good one, guys.